Hello, and welcome to For Better or Worse, a movie and TV podcast. The podcast where we review movies and TV. Follow us on Instagram at For Better or Worse _podcast to see behind the scenes going on. And subscribe to us on YouTube at For Better or Worse.
Oh, you almost had it perfect.
Yeah, For Better or Worse, like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe. Hit the bell is a thing that people on YouTube
Hit
say.
the bell.
That was a good, that sounded like a pre-recorded message.
Thanks, I'm getting better.
I guess it's technically pre-recorded.
It is definitely written down.
I should just take that and use that for the rest of the episodes.
No, I'll do a better one.
And I'll use Millie's face. I'll make it like she's talking.
She's like blocking my giant thigh.
Hello,
So
giant cat, giant thigh. Little cat. Actually.
little cat, giant thigh.
Toby, what are we talking about today on the podcast? I forgot.
We're talking about Miss Marvel.
Oh, Miss
on
Marvel.
Disney
I think we're the
Plus.
only people on Earth who are watching Miss Marvel.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'm asking middle schoolers.
Yeah.
And they're not watching
She
it.
just goes to random middle schools and asks them. She's like, hey,
Says, hey, are you watching it? And they're
come
like,
to my
no,
van. I have candy.
That's what I tell them. And it's good
I'll
candy.
take
and
a survey.
I'll release you.
Tell me if you're watching Miss Marvel and I'll let you see your parents. So yeah, we're the only people on Earth watching Miss Marvel. So, I guess we should start off with our non-spoilers review.
Because everyone's
Since
going to watch it after this.
Right, everyone else hasn't watched it yet.
Yeah.
So Toby, what are your thoughts on Kamala Khan, the Miss Marvel? I guess give the background info of Kamala Khan, the Miss Marvel.
Okay, well, I'm not going to give background info.
Should I give background info?
Yeah,
real
but
quick?
after me.
Okay.
Second to me. So my non-spoiler review. It is the first comic booky show or like thing that I really like.
Like in like that comic book Scott Pilgrim style.
Right. So
like
every
Turning
time Gino
Red.
sees literally anything animated on the screen, he goes, "This is Scott Pilgrim."
I think it's getting to the point where everything's now a Scott Pilgrim reference because it's such a influential piece of literature, graphic novel literature, and movie.
So it has a lot of cool comic book art and feels just fast, but not like if you listen to our Turning Red review.
Just watch that.
Just watch that because I didn't like all the comic book like choppiness of it, and this doesn't feel choppy. It flows. It feels like pretty organic with all these nice group of friends.
Yeah. A lot of the comic booky stuff, like the like when they'll have drawings in the background, it's all kind of in the background. So like she'll be texting someone and like the lights behind her turn into emoji. Right. So like whereas Turning Red, it was like paste.
It was paste. Like I didn't like that.
This is not like this is just kind of in the background comic booky.
Yes, this also has really great culture in it. Right, the main character is Muslim. Pakistani, and we get to see what goes on at her house. We get to see her praying.
Overprotective mom.
It's wonderful. Like the different. I was going on Twitter and everyone was like, the representation is great, and it was just like it's nice to see people going somewhere other than a church. I gotta say, it's nice. And.
Spoilers, I guess.
Spoiler, not going to a church.
They go to a mosque.
They go to a mosque. They don't go to a church. What the comparison that I made, though, so on Moon Knight, we also have a review about that. I have to remember to post all these in the show notes.
We're so good at podcasts.
But in Moon Knight, he's Jewish. Correct. The main character's Jewish. But like literally, you only see him sit Shiva and destroy a yarmulke and get mad at a yarmulke.
Yep. I mean, like as you do.
As you do. But people got upset about that because there's no representation. Like,
how would you have represented Judaism? I think we asked this last
He would have been way boring at a temple. He would have been biased.
I guess that's been my experience with Judaism, being bored at a temple and having to wear a yarmulke and being mad about it.
The best way to do that is to have him arguing with himself at a temple.
Which, that would have been great.
That would have been funny, I guess.
Moon Knight season 2.
Right? Think about it.
He goes
Kevin
to Yom
Feige.
Kippur and he just starts arguing with himself.
All three of his characters are just thinking about religion.
Yes.
That would be funny. But so in this, it's really nice. And I think it's done really well. Like none of it seems forced. It just seems like we're following Kamala in her life.
Yeah. So for me, I like it. I would say this is the first Marvel MCU property where I'm like, this seems like it was for kids. I don't know if that's because I'm getting older or because like this seems more kiddie than other Marvel shows. Like it's definitely a high school kid. Feels like high school kids. It feels like it's made for high school kids.
The writing is definitely geared toward things that high schoolers would enjoy.
Yeah, so like this is the first one where I think I'm getting old. I don't know what's going on here. I did like it. I mean, like coming off from Obi-Wan, which, spoilers for our next week's episode, I am starting to like Obi-Wan. But like Obi-Wan is a good show that is ruined by a boring main character. And I think that this is a not good show that is saved by a more interesting main character. Because I really like Kamala Khan.
She's wonderful.
Yeah.
A person that got picked out.
You got to look up the actress's
Sorry,
name.
yeah, we'll get her.
Professional looking up the actress's
I
name.
got it. But so she
apparently it's her first acting gig.
Her first acting gig. We watched like a little bit of behind the scenes where she's like, I read the comic, and like an open casting call, like I couldn't not go.
Yeah. So I mean, like I guess before I can't really give backstory on here without getting into spoilers. So Toby, for better or worse?
For better.
Yeah, I'd say for better.
I'd say for better. We've seen worse. Like we watched The Eternals.
Oh God, yeah.
So
I will say this. So like, yeah, definitely. Like I think we had to take like several days to watch Eternals. Eternals so boring.
I fell asleep.
Please, I would take Kamala Khan over I would take Kamala
Marvel.
Khan hanging out with that guidance counselor. There's a guidance counselor in here who's hilarious over watching the Eternals.
And we were talking about it. We were talking about it because like we did not like the first 3 episodes of Obi-Wan. Like we were bored, and we were like, maybe it's because we're just Marvel stans. And I was like, no,
we didn't like the Eternals. I think Captain Marvel was kind of boring because
it was boring.
I think what Toby and I are discovering about our preferences in movies is that we need a good main character, and if there's not a good main character, we don't care.
Right.
So like, I will say the one thing about Miss Marvel so far is that it's getting me excited for Captain Marvel 2, which I never thought I would get excited for. Because, like, I'm sorry to Brie Larson, but, like, her Captain Marvel's so boring.
And I don't even think it's Brie Larson's fault.
It's just a boring character.
It's just a boring character. Like, she is a regular person that gets powers and then does continue to be regular.
Like, she's, hello. She's like everything bad. She's what everyone thinks Superman is like. Just like a very stoic, boring kind of.
Right. And we watched, what did we watch? That I was like, oh, I like Superman. What is this?
Justice League?
Was it?
Zack Snyder's Justice. He's not great in Justice League.
I think, whatever it was, I was like, because I don't watch like Superman things.
I think aside from Zack Snyder's Justice League, I don't think we watched anything. But
I was just like, oh, like Superman is like fun.
Superman's supposed to be like a nice guy who's like fun. He's got a little bit of sense of humor. He's a guy from Kansas.
He's like a nice guy.
He's not some sort of weird like stoic alien guy. That's why. Anyway.
Right.
So to me, Captain Marvel is just like the most boring, and same with the Eternals, like the Icarus and the Eternals. Like
and I think what we've also come to, like, I know for me, like, we need to care about the main character. Yeah. We need to care about
So at the very least, if you're not looking forward to the Marvels, which is going to be the next Captain Marvel movie, just seeing this, like, goofy, clumsy, dopey high school student with powers having to interact with, like, boring, stoic, like, no character Miss Marvel or Captain Marvel is going to be very exciting for me. So that's at the very least, it's making me look forward to the next Captain Marvel movie.
Right.
So for better.
It should be like that buddy cop scenario.
Yeah, yes. Like she has to babysit this little kid.
Right. Also, her name is Iman Vellani.
Yeah, she's doing a great job, honestly.
Iman.
Yeah.
We support you.
Yeah, high fives from us.
Yeah.
So not really spoilers for the show, but I do want to go into the background of the character because this is actually one of the first MCU properties with a character that was created after the first Avengers movie, or like around the same time. So Kamala Khan has only been in Marvel Comics since like 2012, 2013. She's Miss Marvel, so that was when they like upgraded Carol Danvers, who was the original Miss Marvel. They upgraded her to Captain Marvel, the new Captain Marvel.
Okay.
So then Kamala Khan was like, here's Miss Marvel, the new Miss Marvel comic. So in the comic, she is a high school student. She's an Inhuman, which is the weird, like, they're kind of like mutants, but they get their powers from, like, a mist. And she has stretchy powers. And she's, like, a big Avengers fan. She, like, loves the Avengers. She loves superheroes. So she, like, gets her powers, and then she, like, tries to become a superhero. And so the actress...
Oh, Iman
was a big fan of Miss Marvel when it first came out. I guess she must have been like in her early teens or like, 10 years old.
Yeah, whatever age you.
And the reason why she was such a big fan of Miss Marvel is because Miss Marvel was like one of the first superheroes of like Muslim background, of Pakistani background. So it's almost like Iman was kind of like born to play this character.
It really seems like
she looks like her in the
Yeah.
comics. She's a huge fan of her because she is Pakistani, because she's Muslim, because she got to see her kind of herself on the screen. So when there was open casting calls to find Miss Marvel, she's like, I had to go. Like, I could not go. And so I think that's just an awesome little backstory. That it's almost like with Ryan Reynolds, like Deadpool suggested that Ryan Reynolds play him in a comic.
Oh, right.
Like the writers
And
put it
that's
in the
what happened.
comic. And then like with John Krasinski, they started drawing Mr. Fantastic in the comics to look like John Krasinski.
So do you know what I think about? Nobody's.
If they hope to make a Fran Drescher comics, you can
I
go
got
play
you.
young Fran Drescher. Yeah.
Hey, Mr. Sheffield.
Mr. Sheffield.
No. So
Oh,
the
yes, and.
Sorry. Yeah, I did. Yes,
No,
and
but.
I did the voice.
No, but.
I'm thinking of Hairspray when they turned it into a movie and had an open casting call, and they
Amanda Bynes was like, I'm here. I'm not crazy yet.
okay, relax.
she in it?
Also, don't be mean. Yeah,
Amanda Bynes?
I like Amanda Bynes.
Is she listening? Are you listening, Amanda
She
Bynes?
might be listening. No, Nikki Blonsky, the girl that played the main character. All right, fine. I'm going to talk for a little bit while you make dumb faces. So they did an open casting call for the movie Hairspray, and a girl from Long Island got the part of the main character. A nobody, right, becomes a somebody. And then unfortunately, Nikki Blonsky's career did not really go anywhere. I mean,
Long Island.
maybe she is still working.
Billy Joel is all we got.
Right. We've got somebody else.
Lindsay Lohan?
We do have Lindsay
The
Lohan.
Baldwins? Are the Baldwins from New York?
The Baldwins are, but
Oh, from Long
I don't
Island?
think we want to claim them. They're from Massapequa.
Um,
Alec Baldwin killed somebody, remember?
no, did he?
He shot somebody on set.
Oh, yeah. Alec Baldwin killed a guy.
A woman.
A woman.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't know. Was that his fault, though? I don't think he got in trouble.
I
for that.
don't remember if
Wasn't
he
that a
got in trouble. Might
like
have been
a
props
prop
that ended up
snafu?
being, but like
Jesus, man. Go
Yeah.
Long Island.
not claiming him.
We're from Long Island. We're fine.
We have the Long Island medium.
Ugh. God.
Teresa.
God. Considering where I work, I don't think I'm allowed to talk bad about her. But
Oh, that's true. Hicksville's got a lot of people coming out of them.
Yes. Thanks for paying your property taxes, I guess.
All right, let's keep going.
So anyway, so now in the comic, she has stretchy powers. I think that's her only power. She's like she can make like a big fist.
Well, they changed it a little
They
bit.
changed it here. I don't know why they changed it. I'm guessing it's because they now she doesn't have stretchy powers. She has like they called it hard light. She can like make like hard little light platforms, and she can like make her hand into like a light.
Right, that's like
And that's how
hard.
they're kind of simulating the stretchy powers. I don't know if they did that. I mean, it could have been because one, it's too similar to Mr. Fantastic, and they're planning on bringing him in. You don't want to put in like two stretchy power people like right around the same time because I think that movie's coming out soon. Two, it could have been the effect was too expensive for Disney Plus, and this is cheaper. Or three, it looks stupid because Mr. Fantastic wears like sleeves usually.
Right, and it'll be like her
And
arm.
Kamala, usually in the comics, she has a sleeveless shirt,
Right.
so it'll just be like her arm. I also like Kamala Khan in the comic books outfit. It's like a regular outfit with like a lightning bolt and like a cool scarf. So I'm looking forward to that popping up in this.
Well, so I think
It's a well-designed character. I think.
from what I heard from what Gino just said for the background, they do a pretty good job of like reflecting that in the show and like giving her a proper introduction.
Yeah, so in the show, I mean, it's a very similar kind of backstory. I think Marvel is backing off of the Inhumans. You know, they had the Inhumans TV show that was terrible. Then Black Bolt showed up in an alternate universe in Multiverse of Madness, got his head exploded. And now, so in this one, she's a huge Avengers stan. She like wants to go to Avenger Con. She's like, and this is probably the most unrealistic part of this whole show. Her favorite superhero is Captain Marvel. No one's favorite
Right.
superhero is Captain
She literally talks about how
Please.
She talks about so they know like a lot, which they explain.
They do explain.
But so
Because I said that, I think I said that during another Marvel show. I'm like, how do everyone know about what happened
How do they know?
in the battle with Thanos? And it turns out that, which I like this little detail, that Scott
Ant-Man,
Lang,
yeah.
Ant-Man, has been going on podcasts to
like
tell
talk
everybody
about
what
it.
happened.
Right. So like she's like, well, like Captain Marvel like came in and like got
Saved the
like,
world. She blew up
saved
the
world,
ship,
Blew up
and
a ship. So like,
It's like, okay.
I mean, I mean, if you like the character that isn't flashy but strong, like I guess she's the one for you. And I mean, she's not the only one. There's a whole cosplay where they all dress up
Yeah.
as her.
By the way, it takes place in Jersey City, which I didn't realize is like basically Manhattan. It's like right there.
Yeah. So
I don't know anything west of New York. So,
Yeah.
fun fact, Jersey City's right there. So she's essentially from New York.
Yeah.
I mean, more or less.
And
but she's from Jersey City.
Which means a lot because like a lot happened in New York with the Avengers.
Yes. So her and her friend are designing a Captain Marvel costume to go to Avenger Con. And like there's, again, all these little like very comic booky kind of like see. There's a scene where it's like ripped straight out of Turning Red. I would be shocked if like the people who made this movie like just like kind of snuck over to the Pixar studios and were like, we'll take a little bit of this and we'll take a little bit of that from Turning Red. In Turning Red, there's a scene where they're trying to plan out how they're going to make all the money.
Oh, yeah.
So they have the exact same scene in this where they're trying to plan out how she's going to convince her mom to let her go to
how's she going to
sneak out because her mom won't let her go to Avenger Con.
Yeah.
Because her mom thinks that everything is haram, which is like bad, I think, in Islamic faith. If I'm using the word properly, which I'm probably not. So she won't let her go, and there's this awesome scene where like she's, they're going to jump off the bridge and they're going to get on the bus and blah, 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 blah. It all goes wrong. Ooh, yada, yada, yada.
Haram means forbidden.
Forbidden, yes.
Yeah, forbidden.
So anyway, she's having a hard time getting her Captain Marvel costume like just right. So someone suggests like you got to make it your own. So she's like, okay, I'm going to throw a little Pakistani flair.
You're really giving Bruno no credit.
I think he's kind of lame.
So I'm going to talk about Bruno a little bit because that's her best friend. Yeah, right. We're not going to talk
about
third
Disney property with a Bruno in it.
Silencio, Bruno.
Yeah. Third in like a year.
And Encanto, Bruno. Bruno's a common name, I guess. So also we did an Encanto and Eternals review, so you should look that up.
And we don't like Eternals, but we do like Encanto.
Yes, exactly. So Bruno is her best friend. Obviously, you need a best friend in there. He's like the tech guy. And every time I look at him, I just think if they made Spider-Man this year.
Yeah, this kid
would have been Spider-Man.
He auditioned for Spider-Man, definitely didn't get it.
He was a baby when he auditioned for Spider-Man.
He also has red hair.
Blonde.
No, it's red hair.
Okay.
Peter Parker didn't have red hair.
Listen, this kid, every time I look at him, I'm just like, you're Peter Parker. This is who you're supposed to be.
Yeah, he's like a little tech nerd. He builds little things for her, little cosplay, like little cool techie stuff.
He's like very adorable.
She sets up like Amazon Alexas. But like
for her parents.
Yeah, I can't remember what they keep calling it.
Something with an S.
So her dad, and then they spy on the dad when Kamala's trying to sneak out. Mm-hmm. So yeah, Bruno's there, I guess. Whatever.
Bruno's the one that said make it your own because he likes her so much.
She also has like the I'm a strong, independent woman. I don't need no man friend who's like running for like
the
should city find council at the mosque.
I like her.
She's gonna run for like the mosque board. She's fine. But anyway, so someone tells her like, do a little like of yourself, like throw a little Pakistani flair in there. So she goes to a trunk that her great-great-grandmother sent her.
Her Nakia.
Her Nakia, which is a word that
No, sorry. Her friend's name is Nakia.
Nakia, sure. I'm so good with languages. And in that trunk is like a bangle, like a big bangle, and she puts it on at the Avengers Con, and then she like passes out, sees all these like visions of like other people, and then she gets her like light cosmic powers. Yeah. So the first episode ends with her like unleashing her powers at the Avengers Con. She like causes some giant Thor's hammer to like fall from the ceiling. She like saves one of her friends with her stretchy powers.
Do you remember which cosplay character or which character they had at the Avenger Con? And you were like, how do they know about that person?
Drax. Like, how do they know who Drax is? He was dead for those 5 years. And then he leaves immediately after. And there's like a bunch of Groots. Like, I get it. Like, it's a meta thing. Obviously, like, we know who those characters are.
We know who they are. So
but, like, why would random people in Jersey City know who Drax and Groot are?
They don't know who Drax is.
Right. They were dead for 5 years, and then they left.
Right. They don't know
whatever.
Drax.
Yeah, fine. I also like a lot of the meta stuff with all these, like,
she's
Avengers fans.
She's also wearing, like, a Black Widow shirt.
Yeah, it's, like, real memorabilia from, like, the 70s and 60s of, like, comics where it's, like, all that's, it's, like, the 70s version of Black Widow, like, there was like a picture of Iron Man from like the old comics.
Yeah,
so I like all that stuff.
They're having a lot of fun with this.
So the second episode, so now she's like super excited that she has powers. So the second episode is her trying to kind of figure out her powers are. She can like make little platforms to stand on, and she can like shoot crystals out of her face. And she gets like mega confident. Just like Turning Red. When the girl finally like starts using her panda powers.
Oh, right. She goes throughout her high school just saying, hey, you.
Is this just Turning Red? Is this just Turning Red?
No, this is better than Turning Red.
I don't know, Toby. Not yet.
It is quite similar,
it's only the second episode.
And it's a coming-of-age story, so it's going to be similar to
Turning Red. Without all of the like innuendo. I think there's not a lot of innuendo in this.
No,
Turning Red
there
was, like,
is
all
there
innuendo,
is like boy crush though. We do have boy crush.
but not with Bruno. Yeah, boy crush with her cousin. We find out.
Not a
Yes, it is her cousin. Yeah. Okay. We'll talk about it. So she's trying to figure out her powers with Bruno. She tells Bruno knows. And what I kind of like about this is that she's like pretty selfish with her powers. It's kind of like what Spider-Man would have become if he didn't have Uncle Ben die, right? Because like if Spider-Man didn't have that whole speech with great power becomes great responsibility, he would have just kept using his powers for personal gain, right? And like he wouldn't give a crap about.
What does she use it for personal gain?
She doesn't use it for personal gain, but she's like not taking her training seriously because she has a boy crush. So there's a senior, a foreign exchange student. He's British. He's got a Porsche. So instead of like, there's one scene where like she's gonna go hang out with him,
right?
And he's like, and Bruno's like, hey, we should like keep working on your training so you can like go be a superhero. She's like, whatever. I was like, someone needs to die for this girl.
No.
Someone needs to Uncle Ben for this girl.
She's still, but that was like the reason Spider-Man hated everything. It's because he trained all the time. He was never able to be a kid.
No, what do you mean Spider-Man hates everything?
No, but
in
like,
what universe does Spider-Man hate everything?
What are you talking about? He like wanted like.
Spider-Man helps people because with great power comes great responsibility.
But he couldn't be a kid.
Right, but that's part of his responsibility.
All right, well, Kamala's still a kid. She's not a good
so is
superhero.
Spider-Man.
Yeah, but Spider-Man's a good, true superhero.
Right, because Uncle Ben. I'm saying this is what would have happened if Uncle Ben didn't die.
All right.
He would have just continued to be a regular high school kid with powers.
Fine.
I don't think he would have become Spider-Man. So, like, you need an Uncle Ben. So, like, someone's going to Uncle Ben for this girl.
I don't think
I'm not looking it up in the comics.
Nobody's Uncle Benning.
Someone's not got Uncle Ben.
No one's going to die.
So she's just like continuing to try to be a regular hero, a regular kid. She's not like super focusing on being a hero and helping people yet. So she goes out on a date with this guy. She gets caught by her brother on this date. He like makes up some fake story that they're cousins, whatever.
Also, I have to say,
they don't make out ever.
No, they have her family has like a very cute dynamic. Where like they eat dinner together. The husband's fiance comes.
The dad's really nice.
The brother's fiance.
Oh, there's one really sad scene in the first episode.
Yeah.
Where they're gonna let Kamala go to Avenger Con, but only go with the dad.
And she has to dress up as Little Hulk.
And they both are gonna dress up as the Hulk, and the dad comes in like all excited, and he's dressed up as the Hulk. Mm-hmm. And then Kamala's like, "You're so embarrassing," and the dad is just like devastated.
Really sad.
Which happens to every parent, I think.
Right.
At some
like
point.
eventually, you need to know that you're embarrassing. But it like they cast this really well.
Yeah, I would say the whole family dynamic's great.
So good.
The mom is clearly like the bigger, not nice person than the dad.
The more strict person.
Yeah,
that's
and the dad's always like, yeah, whatever.
Right. Well, even at dinner, the dad's like, well, that's why I moved to America, so you guys could be what you want to be. And the mom was like, well,
Almost.
not anything.
Like, yeah. So anyway, they go to the mosque. Her friend is going to run for like the mosque board.
Well, they also start to introduce the difference in sexes in the mosque, where the women have the worst space.
Their section is
like
bad,
falling
so
apart,
she's going to run.
And the men's section is like pristine. So they're going to try and get some sort of equality going
Really
at
just
the
did some
mosque.
ninja moves. You're not going to mention it?
She just, no, not a ninja move. She fell. Just slipped and fell.
It's fell with style.
Yeah.
This to me, I don't care. Like all these scenes with her friend, I don't care about.
I'm into it. Everybody. Give me more Nakia. Also,
she's like going around schmoozing.
They're all so pretty, and there's no way Nakia. Actually, I should look at her age because she looks 10 years older.
Yeah,
than
I mean, she
Kamala.
doesn't look bad, but like she's clearly not a 15. How old is
I'm gonna look.
Kamala Khan?
How old is Iman?
Iman
is no. Iman Vellani age.
Anyway. So she's schmoozing, and Kamala's like, yeah, I'll help you schmooze. How old is she?
19.
Okay. She looks 19. So then her friend must be like 25.
She does look 19. What?
Her friend must be like 25.
Her friend is... See full bio.
What's the actor's name?
We're going to have to look it up. Yeah.
Why don't you look at the actress
Yasmin
right
Fletcher. Yeah, but there's no
you're looking
info
at age.
on...
IMDb doesn't give age. Come on. IMDb.
No, if they're brand new, there's nobody putting info on. Oh, my God.
She's also 19? Wow. We are bad people.
I gotta say,
she is very mature for age.
She looks, but also like.
You think it's because she's tall?
She's tall. She's also wearing like a lot of makeup in this, a decent amount.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She's like her outfits are very nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she's schmoozing with Kamala Khan's dad, yada yada yada. They show all the little like groups of people at the mosque. There's like the mosque bros.
Well, because they're at like
they
a
have to go
party. They go
schmooze.
to Eid. They go celebrate Eid Mubarak.
Yeah.
And
there's all the aunts. They have to go schmooze.
the aunties.
There's like the Instagram people.
So wait, they have cute names for everything. I think the
Yeah.
Illuminantes.
The Illuminantes is great.
a great
I was like,
name.
that's a throw. That's a.
Right. I'm a big fan of that. And right. So Nakia is going to campaign, and Kamala is supposed to go and campaign for her. However, Kamala has ulterior motives because she needs to find out more about this bracelet, about these bangles.
She keeps asking about her grandma and her great grandma. Her mom does not want to talk about this at all. So I'm thinking that her great grandma like had powers.
Right. Well, they keep saying that great grandma was super. She like brought shame on the family.
Yeah.
Like all the aunties are saying that she like killed someone.
And they keep talking about like the Indian Pakistani like civil war that happened.
Right, which I'm gonna have to research because
I'm gonna have to look that up as well.
some sort of like the.
I know they used to be one
partition.
country. Now they're not. I gotta look it up.
I'm so bad with global history.
Listen, we're
Sorry.
such great podcasters. We couldn't have looked it up beforehand.
You
It was
guys,
impossible.
I got a 2 on the global history region.
Did you really? I got at least a 3.
I got a
I got
2.
credit for it.
I didn't.
High five me.
2 years of nothing.
Anyway, so and she keeps seeing visions of the great grandma, or who we assume would be the great grandma.
Oh, AP Global? Is that what it was?
AP Global.
2. Got a 2.
Yeah, I got a 3.
Yeah.
So anyway, some kid is taking selfies at the top of the mosque, falls out the window, grabs onto the curtain, and he's gonna die.
Can I
So
just
Kamala's
say,
like,
so she goes to run, she goes to help him, and it was just the most adorable way. She's like, think about happy
she's
things.
so, well, I think she's so terrible because she
Yeah.
doesn't know how to control her powers yet.
No.
She doesn't have any, like, so her powers don't give her any sort of like extra physical fitness. She doesn't have super strength. She has super nothing. So she's essentially a regular person that can like make platforms
Yes.
and do a stretchy
and like
hand.
hard hit.
So she's like really bad at this. So there's one point where like, I guess she just doesn't feel comfortable jumping on the little light platforms yet. So yeah, she just kind of like slowly
She like walks out.
creeping over to the roof. She's like
Right.
terrified of heights.
She's like trying to get the kid, like, what's your favorite food? He's like, ice cream
cream
pizza.
pizza.
She's like, is that one thing?
Is that a flavor? He's like, no, I put ice cream on the pizza.
And
It's
so,
really
like,
good."
that was really cute. And it was just, it's very honest. Like, how would a high school student
who like doesn't
Doesn't
know
know
what they're
anything.
doing, right?
Help this little
Spider-Man has the
boy.
advantage of the spider sense that just makes him good at everything. She has none of that, and
She's- right.
Spider-Man has enhanced reflexes, super strength,
Right.
super speed.
She's just
She
a
has
regular
none of that.
person.
Yeah, she's essentially a regular person who can like make platforms.
Mm-hmm.
So and like do a stretchy hand. So he falls. She like puts a platform underneath him, but then she sees a vision of her
Of
what I
somebody.
think is her great grandma, and the platform breaks. He's falling, so she just starts making like subsequent platforms underneath him.
Just, like,
and he
hits
keeps hitting them, and eventually he falls and like breaks his ankle on the car.
Which is
so
honestly,
she saves him, and everyone's like, "Yay!"
Yeah, like truly, like best case scenario, you broke your ankle.
Right, you didn't
fell
die.
from a building.
So she saves him, and then she drops him, but he's still alive, so it's fine.
He's still
then
well,
some
people are still like they're upset with her.
and she's getting like Instagram famous because she's famous already from AdventureCon.
Yeah, but she's about to get
They keep calling her Nightlight.
right. But there's gonna be backlash because she like screwed up her powers and she hurt the kid.
Yeah. So now there's another like there's like a fifth shady government agency.
I don't even know what it's
Going
called. There's
after
like a bunch of weird letters.
I gotta be
in
nice.
it.
It was nice when it was just Shield, like when everything was just Shield, because like okay, who are these people? They're Shield.
Right.
This was like DODC.
Yeah, weird letters. But
I think it's the Department of Damage Control, which is like the people who are supposed to.
Interesting.
They're supposed to clean up when like a city gets blown up.
Well, here they come.
Because then there was Sword. Like, why wouldn't it just be Sword? Like,
oh, because Sword is outer space.
right, but like, they did the whole WandaVision thing.
Oh yeah.
So why are we having like 15 different
I don't know.
like government agencies?
But wait, I have to say, if you guys have been listening for a while, you know I like to play the game Where Have I Seen That Person Before? And so people from that, the guy, Agent Cleary, is from Inventing Anna on Netflix, the like docu-series about Anna Delvey.
Cool.
So fun. And the woman person, I don't see her name here, is from Orange is the New Black, and she's the warden.
Ah,
I told you that, but you don't listen to me.
I don't listen.
So Cool. Great casting.
So they try to arrest her out of nowhere, and she runs away from them. And then the guy that she has a crush on in a Porsche
His name
shows up.
is Cameron.
Porsche guy shows up and is like, get in. And in the back of the Porsche is the lady that she keeps seeing in the visions, who I think is her great-grandmother, which is why I think that Porsche guy is actually related to her.
Do you want to know what her name is in here?
The old lady?
Yeah.
What's her name?
It's Auntie Ruby.
And then what's the...
Boy's name?
No, Auntie Ruby is not the grandma.
Auntie
the
Ruby. That's the actress.
So is it not her great-grandma?
It's not her great... Spoiler.
Oh, spoilers, I guess.
It's an auntie.
Boo.
Auntie
And then who's
Ruby.
Porsche guy?
Porsche guy's Cameron next to him.
Porsche guy.
Porsche guy's Cameron.
Yeah, so Porsche guy is probably actually related to her. He has a British accent. So I'm guessing that, like, her powers are like a...
Or Najma, sorry.
So they make...
Wait, this girl?
Yeah, I think
Sorry,
that's the
Najma.
great-grandma.
Oh,
Najma.
we don't know.
Right, yeah, that's the person
Sorry,
you've seen.
I got the actress wrong.
So I'm guessing her great-grandmother's, like, not dead and doesn't age because she has powers. And they make it pretty clear that, like, the powers are coming from her and not the bangle.
They make it really clear.
The bangle
because,
just unlocked her powers. They look at it
Wait.
like an infrared camera.
Yeah, come on. So, like, Bruno is, like, I don't know, scanning
Just
her.
so you know.
Right, and then just, like, they say it. Like,
The scriptwriters told me to let the audience know.
Exactly, that it's not the bangle, it's you.
Yeah. So, again, like, if they're going to bring in, like, mutants or Inhumans, that's a good way of being, like... Because that's how Inhumans work.
Yeah, but you said a myth.
Inhumans' powers come from themselves, but it's unlocked by some sort of mist.
So then this is unlocked by, like...
The bangle.
Wait, no, what's a word I'm looking for? For, like, things, like, old things.
Just do
Artifacts.
mutants.
Artifacts.
Just make her a mutant. Also, so I was saying, because we're basically done, right? So, for better.
We already said it.
Say, you recap it
I have
again?
to say it again. For better.
For better.
For
And
better.
so, yeah. This makes me want a Squirrel Girl Disney Plus show. For those of you guys who know who Squirrel Girl is, she is a mutant. She has a squirrel tail. She can talk to squirrels. She can control squirrels. And her gimmick is that she beats all of, like, the most powerful Marvel characters. She's beaten Thanos. She's beaten, like, Galactus.
She sounds like Ratcatcher?
Yes, it's Ratcatcher, but with squirrels, and she's, like,
Ratcatcher, but
adorable and nice.
Okay, great.
So she's, like, fun. She, like, is a babysitter. She's called the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl. And I've never read a Squirrel Girl comic, but I've seen them, and I really like the art style. So I really, this makes me want, like, a Squirrel Girl, Miss Marvel team-up movie.
I mean, like, I want a Miss Marvel, Spider-Man team.
Yeah, so that's the other thing. It's like, you know who would be great at training her? Spider-Man.
And you know who's next door?
Spider-Man. The thing is,
Spider-Man.
I've played Spider-Man for PS4. The Hudson River's big. You can't cross it.
Oh my God.
His webs don't go there.
Jersey Turnpike.
He's not
I
getting
don't
in a
know.
car. He didn't have the Spider-Mobile yet.
You do the webs on the lamppost. You're fine. You can
Helicopter.
figure it out.
I think there's like a Stan Lee quote that he's like, someone wrote in the 60s, like, how does Spider-Man always have a place to put his webs? And Stan Lee's like, just assume there's always a helicopter off screen that he's attaching to.
Okay, makes sense.
So yeah, I guess the whole Sony deal, but I think it doesn't count for TV. I think that like Tom Holland Spider-Man can show up for TV.
Listen, there's too many people in New York for them to be so disconnected.
They do try to keep these separated.
Separate. You can't do that.
I'm guessing Brie Larson showing up towards the end. Maybe a Skrull is showing up towards the end.
Maybe because
They're
we
trying
have to
set up
start
the
getting
Marvels.
into those Skrulls.
Yeah.
We haven't seen a Skrull in a while.
And I think Secret Invasion is coming out soon, where the Skrulls are going to be like infiltrating stuff.
Yeah, isn't the last time we've seen the Skrulls when they were switched with what's his face?
Yeah, the last time we saw the Skrulls was
What was that?
Spider-Man Far From Home. Not the last Spider-Man, the one before that.
Oh yeah, it's been
before
while.
COVID. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, give me some Skrulls. So yeah, I think Brie Larson, or not if it's not Brie Larson,
Photon.
then Photon, the one from
I don't remember what her regular name is.
from Captain Marvel, not Captain Marvel,
No,
from
from
WandaVision.
WandaVision.
She got the powers.
Yeah.
But yeah, like this is like a solid 5 out of 10, 6 out of 10. I mean, it's only been 2 episodes, so who knows? But again, I think the reason why we like it so much, and correct me if I'm wrong, is because the main character is fun to watch. She's just like a fun, likable character.
There's a scene.
I'll watch crap if there's a good character.
if
If it's a good main character.
So like, there's a very cute scene where she just comes home from her date and she's like lip syncing and the music.
Oh yeah, that was
crazy.
great.
Like it's.
I was like, is this a music? I was like, do I like this show? Is this like a musical?
It's so fun. Like it's just an enjoyable.
Yeah.
We sat through Obi-Wan. Not like, okay, again, fourth episode.
Fourth and fifth episode was actually really good.
Fifth episode, very good.
But it's good because there's not a lot of Obi-Wan in it.
And there's not a lot of...
He's boring.
There's no
still.
dialogue. So, like, the less talking, the better.
The dialogue, please. All Star Wars dialogue is
It's
bad.
terrible. This, I enjoy the dialogue. I enjoy the action. And
the main character acts like a real kind of high
and
school
she's a
kid.
real person, and it's adorable watching her. There's dynamic
The guidance
in
counselor
her
is the
voice.
best character
Guidance
ever.
counselor is so. Just a point out of the guidance counselor. Bruno got into a program at Caltech, so he'd have to go to California for a semester, and he like doesn't want to go. And the guidance
he has a crush on Kamala.
because he has a crush on Kamala, and Kamala's like getting close to this other guy, and the guidance counselor's like, listen,
Yeah.
this is like you've seen movies, right?
You know the part where like they're like you got into Hogwarts? Like
Right,
this
like,
is that part.
This is it.
Yeah, I would love a show of that's just the guidance counselor. Like
talking
MCU
to
guidance
different,
counselor.
right? Like talking to different.
Just being a regular guidance counselor. I don't even care if he has powers or not. Just make him a guidance
No, I
counselor.
don't want him to have powers. I want him to be talking to superheroes.
Oh, this should be like a high school in Jersey City with like a ton of superheroes in it.
Or like an X-Men thing where he's just like, listen.
Oh my God! If they do
Right?
X-Men and they have the Xavier School
Like
for
he should be there.
gifted children,
Yeah.
please hire this man.
He should be there. He's got 2 earrings.
as the guidance counselor. He doesn't need to have mutant power, or just give him a mutant power.
Nah, don't just make him a person because I think he's
Oh my
he's
God.
like enjoyable by himself.
I want this guy to become a recurring character.
Yes, just show up at whatever event.
Yes.
Very very big fan.
You think he would move from New York, from New Jersey to upstate New York, from like into Westchester?
If they paid him
is
enough.
The Marvel is where the. I think that's where the X-Men live. Is Westchester?
I think if they paid him enough.
If Professor X, who may or may not exist, pays him enough.
Yeah.
Speaking of musicals, Toby, what do you think of the news? Now we're a news podcast. What do you think of the news that the new Joker movie is a musical starring Lady Gaga, who is apparently going to be playing their
Well,
version of
I
Harley
told you that
Quinn.
Lady Gaga was in talks.
Yeah,
for
but
this.
so it's apparently going to be a musical, and she's playing Harley Quinn.
I don't know how that's going to work.
I don't either. Do you think she will do a better job than Margot Robbie?
I think she's from
in
New
the
York.
musical? She's from New York. That version of Gotham is very New York.
I think she can do, I hope, a New York accent.
I think she'll write good music.
Right, a Harley Quinn?
Do you think she'll do
Hey,
the accent?
Joker.
Yeah, Mr. J.
Mr. J, how
You
are
can play
ya?
Harley Quinn,
I
Toby.
could
There
be
you
Harley
go.
Quinn. I did a Harley Quinn for my students, and they're like, "That's not bad." And I was like, "I'll keep practicing."
I'm looking forward to it. I like that. You never even seen the first Joker
I haven't
movie.
even seen the first.
You
one,
wouldn't watch
no.
it because it became like an internet thing with like
I'll-
D-bags.
I'll watch it.
It's a good movie. It's
The
fine.
only movie that the hill I die on is I'm not going to watch A Star Is Born with Lady Gaga and Bradley
Oh
Cooper.
yeah, maybe
That's
we should
my
just not watch
hill.
all Lady Gaga movies. I like Lady Gaga, but we didn't watch A Star Is Born.
And we didn't watch Gucci. So maybe this is our thing.
Oh, I heard that was bad though.
Me too.
Gucci.
I heard it was not great either. So
Anyway,
maybe,
I want an MCU musical, please, like a real MCU musical, not like the fake one we got in Hawkeye. I want like that one scene where she comes back from the date and starts singing
was
to herself,
so fun.
and then every time she talks to her parents, like the musical stops.
Yeah.
she talks to her parents, and then she goes back to the singing. I want more of that, please. Just like because I think we're getting to the point of like MCU fatigue. I think maybe I am.
well, so that's
I
our-
like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, but like I think I'm getting fatigued.
Well, that was our thought as to why people aren't watching this, why they're not watching Moon Knight. Is that maybe it's too much? We are watching both. I am a very big Marvel fan, so I will watch whatever they put
Yeah,
out.
and like we're already paying for Disney Plus, and it's
Right.
like it looks. I'll watch it. It's there.
so
It's not-
we'll always watch Disney. That's just like who we're not like. No offense to Disney adults.
We are not a Disney
We're
adult.
not Disney
Not
adults.
that we're talking to anyone specifically who listens to our podcast.
We love you if you are, but we
Disney
are,
Plus adults.
I know Disney Plus adults.
We're lazy Disney adults.
I think we're Marvel people, if we're being honest.
Yeah, like listen, I like the MCU. I like all comic book movies. That's not true. I don't like all comic movies.
No, don't lie to yourself.
But I like comic book movies. I've liked comic book people. I don't really read comics, but I've liked comic book characters my whole life. Shows, video games. So like I'll probably keep watching them as long as they keep making them. But I'm starting to get the feeling that like Avengers Endgame was the peak. It got a little bit peaked again with No Way Home. I'm starting to feel it.
Well, but what's
The fatigue.
right? But because now they're putting out series, so like
Yeah.
we've got in between, we have things to do. It's like Housewives. Like they've got so many Housewives. Like sometimes I'm tired a little bit. But like waiting for the movie, like Thor: Love and Thunder.
Oh, I can't wait. For
I'm
that.
like,
I forgot about Thor: Love and Thunder.
No,
I can't wait.
How can you? Like
Can't
Thor,
wait.
and then we've got Guardians Christmas special. Like,
oh, that's gonna be awesome too.
like the
Peacemaker was incredible. That's
Peacemaker
not Marvel,
was great.
but
That's
still.
not Marvel, but it's superhero.
So yeah, okay, Toby, you convinced me.
Well, we'll still watch. And then, is there another TV show coming out after Miss Marvel?
This year?
Like, what's the next?
I don't know.
Hopefully, Moon Knight season 2.
No, not this year.
No, I just mean the next series.
She-Hulk.
Oh,
But like She-Hulk to me didn't look that good.
I didn't even see a trailer for it.
Oh, there's a trailer. She's a lawyer. She's a lawyer.
All right,
I'm
I'll
assuming
watch it.
Daredevil will show up because he's a lawyer.
I mean, like, get some.
Get some Charlie Cox. I think they did announce they're going to do another season of Daredevil, or they're going to do like a new Daredevil show.
They should. So this is like the stuff. I mean, like after Miss Marvel, I think we get a little break.
No, I think it's She-Hulk. Like is the next this
when
year.
does Thor: Love and Thunder come out? Isn't
July,
it summer?
June? It's
Guys,
July.
July.
Yeah, but
Oh
in terms of Disney Plus. So yeah, we're really excited for Thor: Love and Thunder. Although I watched, I forgot which YouTube channel does these like Google autofill interviews. Well, they'll have like these celebrities like read and answer questions from Google autofill, like who is Chris Hemsworth? And like most actors are like pretty fun and interesting to watch. Chris Hemsworth, surprisingly boring.
To like do an interview?
Yeah, like, well, he was doing the autocorrect, so it's like, who is Chris Hemsworth? What is Chris Hemsworth? And it's like, what is Chris Hemsworth's favorite hobby? Like, who is Chris Hemsworth's
cares.
wife? And like most of them are fun to watch. His was surprisingly boring.
That's a shame.
For what he has, like some of the best comedic timing of like a lot of actors, and he was surprisingly like lame. Like he's like, I like to surf, I like to do kettlebells.
I don't know. I guess he's just
like you watch that with Taika Waititi, and it's like hilarious.
Well, because like you want a guy with
or like
comedic timing.
there's one with like
maybe,
Michael Myers I watched. That was hilarious.
Maybe improv is not his like strongest.
Improv
suit.
apparently is his strongest.
Right,
suit.
but maybe he needs like to play off somebody.
I think
He's
he
not
was
like
tired.
a stand-up. He might be tired.
He must have been working. He must have had work that day. He woke up at 5:30.
Probably.
He graded Regents exams all day. He was tired.
I wonder who.
I'm
did
not
that.
speaking from experience.
No.
I spent 4 hours straight, 6 hours today grading Regents exams.
How fun.
Kill me, please.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think this is the first Marvel show where I'm like, but because Kamala Khan is just such a cute, interesting character, it's like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm in.
We love her. I'm into, well, that's it. Thank you for listening to For Better or Worse. If you like what you heard and want to know more, visit our website, For Better or Worse.
Boo.
Let me try one more
You're
time.
unsubscribing as we speak.
Oh my God, let me finish. For Better or Worse, buzzsprout.com. And you can subscribe to our podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or whatever you use so you never miss an episode. Like and subscribe to our show on YouTube so you can see what we look like and see Millie and watch our cat. That's Millie. I forgot I put that in there.
Oh, she's.
I know this is new. To let us know what you think, comment, leave a 5-star review, like and subscribe, talk to us, share the podcast, share the YouTube. It really, really, really helps the show.
Share with your mom. Your mom would like this.
Share it with my mom?
No, their mom.
Oh, your mom. Happy birthday, Mom. See you next time when we talk more. Whoo! I had the old one in there.
Tech and Trash.
Movies
Movie
and
and TV stuff. Bye.
Bye.